Are at Kington, outside the War Memorial, about to start our arduous trek to Knighton. It should be 20 kilometres or 13 or 14 miles. We've got our Ordnance Survey map. Some of us have packed for a week. Ready to go, feeling excited. This is Rob. He's got all the equipment, including water bladder, gaiters, waterproof boots, 8 oranges, 5 pies, and it doubles up as a water pistol. And you thought this walk might be boring. So here we are, our first 5 minutes of the walk. Pretty little village, moving on up to some rather steep climbs. Rob and I want to do this to do a bit of bonding. We haven't seen each other for a long time. Here he comes, just speaking to his wife. We want to absorb ourselves in the history of Offa's which runs from Chepstow all the way to the Irish Sea, some 170 miles. We're just doing a tiny part of it, 20 miles, Kington to Knighton. We'll tell you how it goes. We've tackled our first hill.
Had our first discussion about cryptocurrency.
Sherpa Tenzing and price.
Edifying.
Look at this.
Lambs, Clarice.
Just saw a bunny. Seen a wagtail. The lambs, Clarice. This is what you pay your money for, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, wonderful company.
I think we can manage this.
Walk.
We're a bit out of breath, but only 4 hours walking to go.
Give Charlie half an hour before he starts expressing it down.
I need a suck on your bladder! Mile in, or 2 miles maybe. Google Maps, don't use it. Look at that. House Martin? Google Maps is telling us we're going in exactly the wrong direction. So the moral of the tale so far is ignore Google, go with the Force, or even better, an OS map.
That's it, right?
Look at this. Could be the Yorkshire Dales. Could be the Yorkshire Dales. Okay. Thank you. So we're 1 hour away from the golf. Sorry, 1,000 feet away from the golf club. Following the signs still. Thank you. This is the life. Away from the smog of the city.
Oh, mate.
Oh, fresh air. Fresh air.
Beautiful.
I've no idea. So this is our first bit of nature we've seen in the first hour of our hike. There's a rather large, is it a roe deer up there?
I don't know.
Beautiful deer.
Oh,
he's
he's
jumping over the fence. Here he comes to say hello.
Say hello. Come
Look
on,
at that.
Bambi.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Come on, Bambi. You can do it. Maybe we'll
There he
Bambi
is.
and I on it.
Bad footage on this, but I've got him. He's coming towards us. He's downwind of us as well, Rob. After that last night, as well, we're not going to be odour free.
No. That's mental.
Look at that. Rob, hold on. So this is our first bit of wildlife. There's a deer. Rob. There he goes. He's seen us. Beautiful. Whoa. Good morning. First bit of wildlife on our hike. I can't take any more sheep!
Look at those stupid galoshes. Oh, he's going to get shot. See you later, mate. Cheers for the camera, by the way.
Here we are, Offa's Dyke, 2 miles away from the golf club. Trig point 50. Time for a coffee. Now, why did Offa make this dike? No one knows. Show of power? He wanted his own Hadrian's Wall, most likely. There's Rob tapping into our emergency rations. Sherpa tensing. Look at this slightly damp day in June. Feet are a bit damp, but surviving. Onwards and upwards. Here we are, U-shaped valley, 2 miles, 3 or 4 miles from the start, from Kington. So a glacier would have cut through here. Beautiful valley. As the day goes on, you can see the steam, condensation rising with the warming of the day coming off Bungle's boots. Look at that, what a beautiful valley. Just the sound of a buzzard above. Hoping the day's going to warm up a little bit, but not too much. Feeling pretty strong. Another 8 or 9 miles to go. Will we get back for the first British Lions match? That's the big question, isn't it, Rob? Beautiful countryside, 4 or 5 miles from Kington. Beautiful U-shaped valley. Great example of a U-shaped valley where the glaciers used to come. Well, so my GCSE geography reminds me. 2 hours into the climb.
Yeah, not bad actually.
Are you ready to face the South Col? When do we crack open the oxygen? You what?
That's a nice little pattern, isn't it? That's not nature, is it, really?
Yeah, conversation begins to die off after 2 hours.
What a lovely bird. Oh, a yellow car.
To our horror, we've worked out we've only been walking 2.5 hours. We thought it was about 4 or 5, didn't we, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been walking a few hours. We're now at Granna Wood. Granna Wood, can you see that? And these are our bearings. If you're wondering, should you bring a map? Well, yeah, it's wise to bring a map, but there's some great signage as well, isn't there, Rob?
I think it's a very well signed thing, apart from the start near the golf course.
Yes, you can
it's
go.
Easy to get lost.
Yes, yeah.
Annoy golfers.
You could. We were a bit under par there, weren't we, with the directions?
We went off the fairway and into the rough, but we came back. We chipped back ourselves back onto the path and got a hole in one.
Come on!
Come on.
See, we might be tired, but we can still do it. We can still do it.
We can pun for everyone. Okay, mate.
6 miles in, our first bit of gradient walking. Ooh, that was tough, Bungle.
It's getting harder.
It's getting harder. But to our great satisfaction, there's a downhill now. Where do you think we are?
I don't know actually.
About 6 miles from the start, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we've done just over almost a half, mate.
Chances of watching British Lions game versus Japan?
No.
No.
Right, maybe on the radio.
Time for a bit of scran, isn't it, soon?
Yeah.
Okay, bud, yeah. Yeah. There we go. What scenery? What scenery? Looking for a spot for lunch. What's it say on there? It's hard to tell. Offers Dyke Path.
Yeah, in Welsh above it.
Doesn't? Yeah, something in Welsh. Look at that. Beautiful hills. Oh, I've done 6 or 7 miles now. Some fellow pilgrims. Look at that. The hills are alive. You ready for lunch yet?
Yeah, in a minute, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Those sheep look blue down there.
Blue dye on, aren't they?
Yeah. Casserole for lunch. Socks drying. The sun's got its hat on. And here's Passepartout fungus. I mean bungle, I mean Rob. Look at that, smells lovely. Casserole for lunch. Socks drying. The sun's got its hat on. And here's Passepartout fungus. I mean bungle, I mean Rob. Look at that, smells lovely. Had our lunch, feeling revitalised, heading towards Dolly Green, which we think you can see in the distance. Apparently there's a little village there where you can fill up your water bottles. For walking along the dike here, you can see it hasn't eroded too much. There can't be many stretches of this route where you're actually walking along the dike, but this is beautiful. Very old, ancient oaks. Sheep everywhere, of course. This looks like the oldest oak we've seen so far, doesn't it?
This is,
Look at that.
look at the oak vagina.
So walking along the dike here. This is probably the oldest oak we've seen so far. Could have been here when they first laid Offers Dyke, you never know. But even though we've got damp feet, the sun's got its hat on, and we're slowly warming up after lunch. Here we go. Here we go, 4 miles left. Beautiful views. We're a bit delirious, but we're struggling on. Oxygen levels have run out. There's some Herefords coming up. Food rations are down. Water's down. Living off our body fat, so we've probably got 100 years to live. Monument. We've waited so long to reach it. At last. From one monument to another. One ancient edifice to another. Come on, mate. Look at that. It's in all the videos, it's in the guidebooks. That is the Price Monument. Let's go and have a look.
So how does it make you feel that someone who you're not probably related to?
It's lovely to see one of the Price family being respected like this, as all Prices should be.
Never show you enough respect.
With a beautiful, beautiful column erected for bringing the railways from Knighton to Llandrindod. Look at that. Wow, and more importantly, when you see this monument, you're nearly home. Right, chaps. Beautiful last stretches of coming into a golf course near Kington, Knighton even. Beautiful, beautiful valleys. 1.5 miles to go. Look at that, the sun's out to welcome us in. Come on!
Come on.
15 miles later, we've arrived in Knighton. Look at that. Last mile was tricky. Last mile was very tricky. It was hard. Yeah, but there's a nice downward gradient through some nice oak woods. What beautiful countryside we've seen today. We did no training for this walk, just about got away with it. So I do urge you to do some training, dogs, before you do the walk. Here we go. There's the welcoming committee. The welcoming committee. This is what Knighton looks like. Glad to have made it. Off to watch the footy. We are in Knighton at last. After a full day along Offersdyke, we've cracked it. Happy endings. Good things come to those who wait.